Welcome to Real Talks with Kings. Thank you for the love we've been receiving on the channel. Keep liking, commenting, and subscribing to the channel. I know I wasn't with you last weekend, but we are back today. So I'm gonna ask my guest to introduce herself, and then I will introduce the topic of the day. Mathabiso.
Hi everyone. Libito laka ke Mathabiso. AKA Miss White. Wala Rain Fashions. I think a lot of people bands Miss White. I'm a mother of two.
Yes, that's relevant for today. So thank you for coming, Mathabiso. So guys, today we are going to discuss depression that comes with pregnancy and depression. I know usually, Mathabiso, pregnancy is termed this nice time. But there's another side of pregnancy that we usually don't talk about. And we expect people to be so happy, especially when you did plan and want that child. But little do we talk about the other side. So let's get straight into it. How did you experience your pregnancy? And when you did find out, what happened? Walk us through your journey.
Okay, I don't want to say I'm a new mom. But I have just given birth to, well, not just given birth, but who is 7 months now, a baby girl. For me, I would say a lot of people, when you're pregnant, we get all excited because we want babies and I don't want to say this is my first kid. No, it's not. This is my second baby. I think my pregnancy, was totally different from the pregnancy at Bailey.
You had your first child when you were very young.
Yes.
Now there was a gap.
Mm-hmm. A huge gap. 18 years later.
Oh wow.
18 years later, then this pregnancy. I think mine was, I would say, heartbreaking more than anything because...
Heartbreaking.
Because the Saturday when I learned I was pregnant, my mom utswile ahlokahala the Monday. So I think I had all mixed emotions. I wasn't sure whether to be excited, whether to be angry. I wasn't really sure what how I had to feel. Because now I had to deal kalifula mewaka and then this pregnancy. So I had to shut down the whole pregnancy. Totally, I had to shut it down and to deal with Lifula, my mom.
Because death can also be overwhelming, preparations,
that
everything.
Is the truth. More especially because I feel like I lost the most vulnerable person, Bopilombak. I think a lot of people that know me, they know the kind of relationship I had with my mom. So you can just imagine. So, yeah, I'd say for me, Kanete, it wasn't strawberries and cream. I wasn't really... I was depressed. I think I was really depressed. Pregnancy. I only started 8-9 months.
Because I'm imagining after you lose your mom and you say you are so close with your mom, she was your friend, I know
the
that.
Best.
Hey, so if you fell pregnant, were you 18 or were you 17 the first time?
I was 19.
You were 19, so you were very young.
I was very
young. So
young.
now you are way older and I'm sure you're thinking this would be an exciting time. This is the time when now we're going to focus on my kid. My mom is going to assist me. But little did you know she will pass on. So you deal with the death and then after that you have to walk through healing. Because after someone dies, you have to walk through your healing. But now you're pregnant. We are looking at the lipstick and you're thinking, oh, she looks so...
Oh my God.
She's so cute.
Oh my God.
So how did you deal with the depression? Did you have like family members, your partner, any of your siblings supporting you throughout your 9 months?
I honestly had support, and I appreciate the support that I got, especially from my grandmother, my friends, my partner as well. He was really supportive, poor thing. Like all the moods and everything he had to take in. But hey, I had support, Ganette, but it was totally different because my first pregnancy, my mom was there.
Okay.
I did everything. Gena, who was helping me with almost everything, pains and whatnot, things that my grandmother couldn't do because I was like to file later. So I had to experience the whole thing alone and with my partner. And I think here and there, but they don't really understand and the approach kind of do you know what I mean? But shame, I guess he held it in.
But let's also talk about the people who've been pregnant. They say there's like a fatigue or a tiredness that comes with pregnancy. I know you have a business you mentioned, and for you to make a living, you have to go to the business.
Yeah.
Were you still able to work? Was your pregnancy smooth? Now in talking in terms of were you getting sick, or it was sort of like a smooth pregnancy?
Oh, the hardest one. This was the most hardest pregnancy I have ever experienced. I guess it also comes with age.
Okay.
Because on my first pregnancy, I was a bit flexible. So but it was the most difficult pregnancy ever.
In and out of hospital.
Yes, like I couldn't handle it. I cried almost every day. But I guess with that, it also contributed from the loss.
Yes.
It also contributed from the loss whole. Yes. Also, in Elena COVID is whole, and I didn't have to be at work. I had to save myself and my baby. And you can imagine how does it high not being able to go mosebetsing, the implications and a whole lot of complications.
You just reminded me. We don't talk about people who fell pregnant during COVID, but I think COVID also had an effect on people who are pregnant because we are already not seeing people. We were not okay with not seeing people, and now you're pregnant. You can't fully get the support because also, well, I don't know if they said it's a red light for you to not be seeing people like during pregnancy because we don't know how that will affect the kid. So also with COVID, did you say it had any effect on you being fully depressed at the time?
It did, because I also hardly could see my friends. For my friends to come, my grandmother was very strict here. Very, very strict. No one is supposed to come see you. This is a very bad time for people to come in and out to see you because who doesn't have it. So it kind of contributed to the depression that I had or that I was going into because I could feel that depression. I could feel it.
Crying.
I cried a lot. My God. My friends will tell you I cried like a baby. I think throughout my pregnancy, I don't remember the first time I remember seeing myself happy was on my baby shower.
We saw the baby shower and we were like, it's a happy time.
You know what I mean?
So now, I know you're talking about pregnancy, but it's also worth mentioning immediately after the pregnancy, how did you experience Botswetsi? I think we don't talk about Botswetsi enough because we don't know the 3 months, even if all is straight, maybe you have to go back to work. How was it? Because I know baby can be stressful. I've seen a lot of babies in my household, my sister and other siblings. Babies cry.
They do.
Hey. So now your mom is not there, you need support. How did you walk through the first 3 months?
They were not easy at all. They were not easy. I think also, as a mother, we are told the best thing you can ever give your child, breastfeed. I so wanted to breastfeed my daughter, but there's not enough milk.
Okay.
But I tried as much as I could, but that wasn't enough. So you can imagine being a mother who wants to breastfeed that kid and you don't have enough milk. So you can imagine, you can just imagine, I'm swelling. Now I had to go to formula and formula. That on its own, I think, Inisanduli handle at all. Because I really wanted to sleepless nights, my God. Sleepless nights. And It wasn't easy.
Let's talk about this swelling. You talked about the swelling. Immediately after a mother is discharged from the hospital, depending if you had a natural birth or cesarean, there's so much pain. Is it the 6 to the 2 months? There's pain, obviously.
There's pain, more especially because so you can imagine having to sit, because first of all, like I said, I had to find my comfort zone where I can say, okay, I'm able to breastfeed against it. And for me, I had to sit down. So you can imagine the pressure of holding a baby, then trying to breastfeed, then
dealing with the Caesar. You women, you go through a lot. Kudos to you to have those babies. So, Mathabiso, what can you say to women going through a similar experience? They may be pregnant now or they fell pregnant during COVID. Some are still depressed because even after the baby is born, like you're saying, the baby cries a lot at night. Even after the 3 months, some, depending on your kid, they might be crying, but life has to go on. What do you say to them?
I can honestly say it is important. It is very important to have support. It doesn't matter what kind of a support it is. Whether your parents are still there or not, try to get as much support as you possibly can, because pregnancy has seen anything that you can really do on your own. You need help. You need to be assisted. You need someone to rub because you know what I mean? On its own was a struggle for me. So I had my son was the one and my partner also so you can imagine. So all I can say is get enough support, sleep. I know but get enough rest as you possibly can, and know that it's okay to ask for help. Because a lot of times we want to do things our own way and feel as Mozadi. You want to raise your kid, but get help. Get help, and any advice that you get, remember, you don't really have to take it.
And before you close off, you mentioned one last thing I want to mention. You just said they must ask for help and get enough rest. In this day and age, whether I'm working or you have your own business, we push ourselves so much because we are so ambitious. But at our age, like you said, maybe sometimes age contributes. You know you will not be handling pregnancy the same way 25-year-old handles. And you're so fortunate that your baby was born without complications. There's so many complications now with our age mate because we are not getting enough rest. There's so many miscarriages and so many other things. What could you say because of our age? And that's a reality we are faced with because we don't rest enough.
We don't rest enough. We really have to rest. And also, I think at our age, enough for starters, I think it's really due to age. What am I gonna get one healthy, you know? But hey, I think honestly speaking, whether one healthy, fully equipped, it's just God's grace. It is honestly God's grace. So
thank you so much, Mathabiso, for coming to share your story. I think your story will tie in well with our next video that we are shooting. I'll be shooting, you must stay tuned, someone talking about single parenthood the following weekend. So thank you so much for watching, and thank you for sharing. I hope it does assist someone in their journey of pregnancy and childbirth. Bye. We'll see you in our next episode.
Bye.